Thank you. Could you please sit down so we can start the press conference? Dankeschön. Können Sie sich bitte setzen, damit wir mit der Pressekonferenz beginnen können? And please, during the press conference, don't use the flash. Dankeschön. Oh, take care. We are at the end. No broken legs on this press conference, please. Could you please sit down? Thank you. It's good. We even started and so many hands raised. That's great. And then maybe if there's some question in French or something, you can leave it there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this press conference screening on... Dankeschön. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this press conference screening in Berlinale special on the 68th International Film Festival. And have a welcome for the Songwriter. Oh! And please have a welcome for the producer, Kimmy Kim. Also a wonderful musician and touring a lot with Ed. Have a welcome for Evans. And he's the guy who brought us this movie. Have a welcome for Murray Cummings. And actually, I don't think I have to say something. Ed Sheeran. Murray, before we open this to the press, please give us a shortcut. How you get the idea to make a documentary about your cousin?
Yeah, so I was filming Ed a lot. When we were younger, I was always into filming and he was always into music, so we naturally started working with each other. And I toured with him for probably around 7 years. And by the end of it, the bits that I really, really remembered and the bits that I really loved is when he was writing. And I just got a buzz out of that. And I felt that there's been a lot of content that focused on him as a performer, but not much that focused on the other side of the craft of the songwriting. So I decided that that's what I'll focus on, and that's what I did.
Okay, thanks. Maybe just in between, before we open it, and we just want to hear, Kimmy, when you get the idea to produce it?
It's been a while that I made a really great film, and I was finishing up a film about 2 years ago about Saturday Night Live, and we have a mutual friend, Al, all the way back there. Hello, Al. So I met Murray through Al, and we started discussing the film that he was working on. So the subject matter was really, unique in my mind. It wasn't just a concert film. It wasn't just about Ed touring or performing. So that's when I got involved about a year ago or so.
Mm. And Foy, with you, supporting him not on tour, also in the film, what was your being filmed all the time, being on camera all the time?
Well, you know what? I never was very aware of being on camera at any stage, basically. I think that's probably why Murray is best placed to have made this film, because he was in the best possible way invisible. In the best possible way, he was, he had such a beautiful manner around the songwriting process. I think he has such a sensitivity to what we were actually trying to achieve there. We were trying to write a song. We weren't there to make a film. When Ed and I and the rest of us were writing, we were writing, you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I never thought about this film.
Okay. Your question first, please.
Hi, Alessandra De Tommasi, Vanity Fair Italy, for Mr. Sheeran. I would like to ask you, you put a lot of effort in your music, as this beautiful movie pointed out very well, so thank you. But
have you seen it? Have you seen the movie?
And your music.
Has everyone seen the movie?
Yes,
sweet.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes. It was very, very nice.
I didn't know.
There's a press screening yesterday.
Right, okay, yeah.
But I was wondering what else that make you happy beside music in your life, because in this amazing movie we have seen a lot of pictures of you traveling around the world and even holding a Harry Potter wand. So can you talk a little bit about it? Thank you.
Do you know what? My hobby is music as well as my job, so that is kind of the main thing I enjoy. But I am like a grown-up kid, so I do like kid stuff, like going to Harry Potter World and shit like that. Yeah, but music mainly. But I don't know. Mostly, I haven't got out to that many shows recently. I think mostly it's more putting on a record and listening to it, like the whole thing, and getting enveloped in it. Enveloped? Yeah.
Okay, wherever the microphone is, please.
Hi, Rodrigo Fonseca, TV Globo Brazil. 2 questions. First for Murray. I would like to hear a few words about the editing process of the film. And for Ed, a question. We are in a movie festival. I want to hear, a film festival. I would like to hear what's your relation, how is your relation with cinema? What do you like to watch? What your preferred directors you prefer the most? How is your relation with cinema in general?
Cool.
Besides Game of Thrones.
I'll let you go first.
The editing process started around, I'd say, a couple of years ago. I watched everything I ever shot, which took a long time. I think it took around 3 months. And then after that, I selected around 70 hours of stuff that I thought was good. And then I hired Ben Wainwright Pierce to come and have a look at it. And he watched all of that. It took him around 3 weeks. And then we just started cutting away and making decisions. And once I decided that it would just be about songwriting and not Ed as a performer, that cut that hours in half. And the more decisions you make, the more closer it gets. And now it's 84 minutes and hopefully as entertaining as it can be.
My relationship with cinema, like I do like highbrow good films, but mostly it's kind of like I do like films that people would probably deem a bit shit. It's kind of like foods. You know, sometimes I want a nice meal and sometimes I'll have a McDonald's. But yeah, I'm not really a snob when it comes to films.
Okay. Your question, please.
Thanks a lot. Lina Simon, ZDF Aspekte. I have to ask my question in German. I hope it's translated.
Oh, shit, sorry.
That's why you need it.
Right.
So I hope you have your headphones. This is just a try that you can all hear.
Ed, du hast das Image
Ed,
eines ganz
you've got
normalen
this
Typen
image of
und du hast
an
einmal
ordinary
gemeint, du
guy.
bist eigentlich
And you once
nur
said
so 1300
that
Euro im
you
Monat
only
auskommen. Was machst du
manage
denn dann mit dem
to live on something like 1,300 euros, but of course you've got millions. What do you do with all that money? And what does money mean to you, just basically?
Wow. Do you know what? Like I think the one thing I've always wanted to maintain in life is that my family and friends are all good, and also I never wake up in the morning and go, I want to do that and can't do it. And I think that's all that it really means to me. I think people get too obsessed and driven by it, but I think, I've had it and not had it, and both. I had fun. I lived a pretty normal life either way. So, I wouldn't mind if it all went, but it's quite nice that it's here at the moment.
And how's the payment at ZDF Aspekte? Next question, please.
Mark Harapetian, publisher and founder of the film magazine Spirit, A Smile in the Storm. I have a poll in my Spirit magazine where I asked directors, actors, but also singer-songwriter about their all-time favorite movies of their life. So, question to all, but especially to Ed, what is your all-time favorite movie, and please give a reason why.
We'll start. Kimmy, do you want to start?
Sure. I want to say my favorite all-time will be Cinema Paradiso. I enjoyed that film very much so. And lately, I was really happy with The Shape of Water and La La Land. You can say no to that. So I watch a lot of them. I do enjoy comedy a lot. But I want to say Songwriter is the best film.
Yeah, definitely Songwriter for me. The best thing I've ever seen. I've seen The Godfather. I like Francis Ford Coppola, but Murray Cummings is the next coming.
Mine is Pulp Fiction, mainly because every time I see it, I stop what I'm doing. If I'm flicking through the channels and Pulp Fiction's on, I'll stop and watch it for the rest of it. And I've never been sick of someone going, shall we put on Pulp Fiction? I'm always like, yeah. I've probably seen it hundreds of times, and I think it's just the pace of it, the way it's edited, and it's just, the characters are so great. I just want to spend time with them, so that's definitely my favourite.
I got 3, so I really like Goodfellas, I really like Cool Runnings, and I really like Love Actually.
Brilliant.
It's a good mix there.
What about Jumanji?
Cool to suck. Please, next question.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Berlin. Thank you so much for bringing this film to us and also to Ed Sheeran's fans. And I have a question I want to ask Ed. And this film shows your hard working and your effort on producing Divide This album. And I want to ask you, do you think what is the most important spirit that a musician should have? Thank you so much.
I think the most important thing that... I don't know, there's a few things, but someone said something to me the other day when I was in the studio, and he said, dare to suck, which I thought was a really, really good thing, where you're not afraid to fail. I think that's a really good thing for a musician to have. So yeah, dare to suck, basically.
Okay. Next question, please.
Michelle Martin from Reuters. A question for Ed. Have you seen the movie, and what do you think of it and how it portrays you?
I have seen the movie. I haven't seen the finished version, because obviously I want to see it with my family being premiered. But I saw it probably when it was 98% done. There was probably just a few little tweaks. I really like it. I like that Murray found a niche that hasn't really been done before. It's quite difficult to find something that hasn't been done in a music movie. You usually see albums getting recorded. There's always a making of the album, but the songs are already written by that point, so it's more seeing people just play instruments. I've never seen a song written from start to finish in a movie, which I for some reason, when I saw it, I was like, wow, why hasn't anyone done this before? So I'm like, kudos to Murray for thinking of that. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please.
Good evening. My name is Mahari Sigit, Africa Refugee News. First of all, even late, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And second, Ed, you worked so hard. When I have to compare you to somebody, I compare you to Michael Jackson.
Thank you.
Work. And Cat Stevens.
Thank you.
Because watching your, like I don't live in England, so watching this beautiful documentary, because it's really beautiful.
I'm glad you liked it.
I found out that you really worked hard. You reached fame, but you're lucky because other people don't have this. You have a really great, I call it Ed Sheeran FF, that is family and friends.
Thank you.
That are behind you. And this is very good because this is a dangerous word. Hey, come on. This is really a dangerous word.
Yeah.
And I tell you because you're young and I'm very old. So now I go to the documentary. During the process, you were not the only one who wanted this. You were always asking, do you think this goes? This? I don't feel like doing it. So what is the participation of all your friends in making these big hits? Because it was not easy, because I saw that you were sometimes saying, I don't want to sing this. Wait, can I sing it in another way? Please raise the microphone because I want... you didn't see the film, but when you see the film, then you'll understand my question. So tell me, how was it for you to have all these people behind you, your father, your brother? Because this is really great. I've never seen this before.
What, with my family?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm very fortunate to have really good people around me that want nothing but the best for me rather than trying to take little bits for themselves, I think that definitely helps. Like, I've never really had anyone in my close circle of people ask for anything. It's usually I would offer something rather than getting something taken. So I think that's the key, having good people. They kind of have their own shit going on as well,
Okay, you please.
Hello, I'm Pierpaolo from Italy. A question for Ed. We saw you in Bridget Jones and Game of Thrones. Do you have any passion about acting? Do you want to be an actor? And what do you like the most about acting?
I'm going to make one movie in my lifetime. Well, I say one. I'm going to aim to make one, and if it's good, then I'll probably make another one. But if it's shit, then I'll just be like, oh, that only wants to make one. I'm going to be filming it next year, and the soundtrack's all written. It's written around an album that I've made, and I've got a really good director and writer for it. And hopefully I'll be back here premiering it. I'm not playing Ed Sheeran, no, I'm not. That would be a bit boring, I think.
Yeah, but maybe that's also a question for Murray. Was there once a time where you said, stop acting, Ed?
What, with Ed?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he was acting because it was kind of all kind of fly on the wall kind of stuff. There's certain scenes in the film where he doesn't even know the camera's on. He's just talking to me, but I've left it rolling. Like the scene at 5 a.m. when I came out, I set down the camera. So like that whole scene is like whether the camera was there or not, he would have behaved the exact same.
Sneaky.
Real sneaky. That's why it's so wobbly camera, by the way, guys. It's nothing to do with bad cinematography. It's because I'm slyly doing it.
Okay, next question, please.
My question is for Ed. You sung movie theme songs before, but will you ever consider doing what Lord and Kendrick Lamar are doing for Hunger Games and Black Panther to select songs for a movie?
I think I'd rather make them all myself. I think, yeah, I probably would do that one day. But I loved that. There was a film that I watched when I was younger called About a Boy, where a guy called Badly Drawn Boy made a whole album for the film, and I always really loved that idea of doing that. So that's like a bucket list thing for me to tick off. But yeah, I probably would select at some point. But I like the idea of doing it all myself for now.
Okay. Yes, please.
Here. Tom Westerholt, German Public Radio. Question for Ed. Ed, I'd like to know, where did you draw the privacy line? You put some privacy in the movie with your parents, with your brother, with your girlfriend, but what were the no-goes for audiences and fans? And a short second one, when you make new music, do you already write it in loopable parts so that it's easier to perform it with a loop station?
No, I kind of write the song and then work out how to do it afterwards. Yeah, I'll spend like a week with a pedal and trying to work out new songs. But in terms of no-go, I mean, there were loads of things that were off limits, but Murray filmed everything. So like, it just was down to then when the film was done, I watched it and made a list of things for Murray to take out, and then that was that. And it's not so much, you know, just, I mean, obviously having my family's privacy is one thing, but I think, you know, just like anyone, you have opinions on things that are very opinionated, and I'm quite a kind of beige person, so I don't want strong opinions out there, basically.
Okay, your question, please.
Hello, my name is Kirill, I'm from Russia. So I have two questions for you. The first one is, what is most challenging for you in writing music? And the second one, you are famous now. What do you dream of? And what's the next goal you want to achieve?
What did I dream of the other day? I dreamt that I had a baby that went to an Ipswich Town football game. And then I bumped into Kendrick Lamar at a Tesco's afterwards. That was my dream.
Where's Ipswich now?
I don't know if that'll ever come true, because I doubt Kendrick Lamar's ever going to go to Ipswich. Or to Tesco's.
He was wearing I saw him wearing a Tottenham shirt the other day. Maybe it's not play Ipswich. Maybe he'll be there.
It's not an Ipswich shirt, though, is it? And I forgot what the other questions were. Oh, to find things to write music about. I think the most difficult thing to do with writing a song is finding a phrase that you haven't heard before. Because there's always a song that's going to be like, I love you, baby, like crazy, I miss you, maybe. Like, that's the common thing to hear. But, like, so, for instance, with Love Yourself song, finding a line like, my mama don't like you and she likes everyone. And as soon as that came out, like, I was like, oh, fuck, like, I haven't heard that in a song yet. That's great. I'm going to stick onto that. Like, finding little things like that, you know, stick out. And there was one other one you asked, and I can't remember what it was. Yes, okay, cool. Awesome.
Question on the right, please.
Silke Mehring, RBB Radio Berlin. My question goes to Ed. When you watch the documentation, everyone is very relaxed, you are very relaxed, and I wonder, are there no conflicts in your life?
No, there's loads of but that's my point. It's edited very well. Do you know what you didn't? What it missed out on, which was the biggest conflict of the album, were the countless conversations with management and record label and people like that in selecting songs and how they were being mixed and all like that. And that's really, really boring. Like no one wants to watch that. It's literally the same conversation over and over and over again for about 2 months. So that's where the conflict would be. But in creating an album is meant to be fun. You're not meant to be angry when creating an album, and I think that's why the documentary works well. But the next film I'll bring out will just be me arguing with people for 2 hours.
I've got that footage if you want it.
He does have the footage. It's just not. No one wants to see it. It's just boring. It's just repeating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but maybe all the three of you others maybe like to add to something about the conflicts during making this movie. Weren't there anything, because it looks very, very family?
Yeah, well, the film is what I saw, so I can't like create all of these extra conflicts that weren't there, or else it would be contrived. And I just kind of, in the edit, I was just kind of taking away stuff and was just left with what worked from start to finish. I knew that I wanted to start with him walking away from the stage and walking towards the audience, and then you're in Ed world now for the duration of the film. And then at the end of the film, he walks back towards the audience and we lose him again. And once I had that, I was like, okay, what do I see him do every day? And that was it. So I don't go to label meetings with Ed where he's arguing with them. I don't go to like stuff like that. So the conflicts aren't in the film because I didn't see them.
I disagree. I think there are conflicts. I think working with an artist like Ed, certainly from my point of view as a songwriter, working with someone like Ed, we have conflicts all the time about lyrics or melody lines, or Ed's got a clear idea of where he wants to go with something, and when he's got a clear idea of something, that's what's going to happen. And what I mean, that's just going to happen. And no matter how much you fight for it, So I think there has been friction. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the movie yet or the documentary yet, so maybe that's.
There's conflicts in songwriting. Yeah, not in the life kind of stuff. But
it's not like real conflict. Like it's like I'm not going to fall out with Foy about a lyric change.
Well, you did fall out with me that one time.
That's what we call creativity, huh? Okay. Can you add something to that? No. Okay. Please, in the back.
Hello, this is Marius from Radio Bremen. Question to Ed: would you have any other filmmaker that's so close into your private space to film you all the time to make this movie? And Murray, would have done it for any other artist?
I don't know, because that's not the life I had. The life I had was like watching my cousin grow into an incredible songwriter and wanting to represent that. So I haven't really thought about doing it with anybody else.
And I would not let anyone in my life like that ever. It's like I have my best friend Nick now does it on tour, and it's just to have the footage. And Murray's my cousin. I trust both of them. So I think it would have to. I've known Nick for 16, 17 years now. I've known Murray since I was born. I don't think I'd let a filmmaker in. Oh, actually, I would probably let him in, but I wouldn't let him see the sort of things that Murray's got on, for instance.
But it's okay with you that it's not with the camera here?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. Please. Yeah.
I told my friend, maybe I'll be pathetic, but I would like to ask you something. Would you, at the end, just give us 2 notes of your songs? Because we're all journalists here.
I don't have my guitar on me, but...
Don't worry, we make the music. And then the second is, will you stop just for 2 minutes for an autograph?
Yeah, of course.
And then I would like to ask you, are your parents here? Because we don't know. Is your father here?
I've got family here, yeah. I've got family.
So I would like to ask your family, and if they can answer back.
They're separate.
No, don't worry.
They're separate.
What was for them, because your brother is a componist, yeah?
Yeah.
So, classical music. And you chose to give us these beautiful lyrics, because this was a birthday present from my daughter. She's 16.
Oh, sweet.
And I didn't know you. And she said, hey, listen to this. This is for you. So Now I know you better because you're here. So can I ask your parents? Can I ask
No.
your parents?
If you chuck up something, I'll sign it now. If you give it to me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
Thank you.
Just pass it to me now.
I have to do it also for somebody who's in the camera and he can come here. So it would be a pleasure.
Bring your wings.
Thank you.
It'll take your grandkids home.
No. To sign. Sorry.
Yeah. Not to sing. So while you're coming around, maybe the next question from the back, please.
Yeah, okay. I'm Connie Günther, The Economist.
Hey.
Hi. You said wonderful in the documentary. You don't want to be you said Adele is the benchmark, but you don't want to be a male Adele. You want to be Adele. Please tell me how you're going to do it, and how far did you get in becoming Adele?
Do you know what? It was never. I feel like people have always taken that quote literally. Like, I don't want to be. I'm sure it's wonderful being Adele, but I don't want to be literally her. I'm just saying the success that she had for any artist to look at the top person in the game. Like, if you're a footballer and you look at
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo or Neymar, or you look at the top people in your field and you say, I want to emulate that sort of success. So for me, like, the most successful artist of the last 10 years has been Adele. So I look up to that and I say that's, if you do half as well as that, you're doing pretty well. So that was more I was trying to emulate. Yep.
Your fame, of course. What do you think?
Fame.
How far? Yeah, sure. How far you got in being as famous in Adele?
Oh, I don't really care about that. I don't think she cares about that either.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I think the last thing any musician wants is to not go out, not be able to go outside, and that's what happens, sadly. But that's not why we do it. Oh, thank you very much. Eagles album.
The Eagles.
Sorted.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's really so here's a question in front.
You are
Wait
a
for the
great
microphone, please.
Thank you, man.
Oops.
Yes.
Good evening, Dimitri Fardihuola. I'm from Berlin Telegraph. It might be a kind of weird, but how does it feel playing yourself? And maybe the most important thing, after you played yourself and you watched at yourself from a side, was there any recognition, something you learned about yourself? I don't know, maybe some sort of divine intervention or something like that.
Everyone's always said that I have a real attention deficit problem. I don't focus on things for a long time, and I've never really seen that. And then watching the watching the documentary back, and I've got a kind of OCD attitude to things. Like, all of my friends have a really derogatory nickname for me, which I won't say. But like, if I like something, I'll do it every single day. So I'll eat the same breakfast every single day at the same time. And like, I never really saw that until I saw the footage. And sometimes someone will be talking to me, and in my head I'll be thinking of something with a song, and they'll be halfway through a conversation, and I'll just leave it and vocal, and they'll kind of be there like, yeah. So I don't know if it's rude or endearing, but it just definitely exists.
Remember on the boat, the chicken fajitas 3 times a day?
Yeah, so for instance, with my OCD thing, I was on the boat and I had chicken fajitas one day and I really liked them, so then I had it for breakfast, lunch and dinner for the 9 days.
Yeah. The whole journey from New York to Southampton. That's all he ate.
Yeah. I like fajitas.
Okay, final question for today, please.
Hello, my name is Olga Galperovich. I'm from China Radio International and Radio Culture Belarus. So I'd like to ask you, Ed, you was saying that sometimes you are scared to lose your muse and not to find to phrase to sing a song, or to source to sing a song.
Yeah.
Are you still afraid? And is it easy or is it complicated to be sincere with yourself and in music as well?
I don't ever know if I care about being sincere at all. I think with songwriting, it's just how you feel at the time. It's whatever is on your mind. And like, what I've learned about writer's block is it doesn't actually exist. You should just not push it. If you're trying to write a song and you can't, you shouldn't just try and write it, because then the block will happen, and then in your head you'll think, oh, I've got writer's block now. So what I do when I can't write a song is I just put a guitar down and go and do something else for about a couple of weeks, and then come back, and then I'll be able to write a song. So the way that my mind is now is I will be able to write songs forever. They probably will start being about pretty mundane things, because my life's getting like more and more calm, which means less and less exciting, but exciting doesn't mean good. Like, having your heart broken is great to write a song or an album about, but in reality, having that for the whole of your life is going to be pretty miserable. So I think as I get older, the songs will temper out a little bit.
So,
but then Perfect's about a happy thing, and that went #1 everywhere. So was Shape of You. So I think, like happy things, people like happy things.
We had great fun tonight, and it's great to have you here, Songwriter and
thank you so much for taking your time
presenting
to come
a
down.
Berlinale special. Thanks for Kimmy, thanks for Foy, thanks for Matt, and thanks for Ed.
Thank you.
Dankeschön.
Cool.